A todos, nos encontramos en el Hotel Capital Velet para poder conversar con Jeremy de Touché Amoré, banda que se presenta hoy en Chile por primera vez. Hello, Jeremy. How you feel it today? How you feel to play after so many years of career with Touché Amoré here in Chile? Finally,
we're all very excited. This has been a long time coming. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. So, yeah, very honored to be here.
That's great. Well, you currently are promoting your latest album, Spiral in a Straight Line. What sets this record apart from your previous one, both sonically and emotionally?
I mean, I think for a lot of different people, once there's any time of, any sort of years between albums, you kind of, humans grow in all sorts of different ways. And I think that, whatever you learn from your last album, gets added to what you do next. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think the emotional growth of human beings in just 2 years is a lot. 3 years is a lot. So this is, 4 years later. And, I mean, the band went through a lot, family wise, career wise, all sorts of different stuff. So I think going into this album, we had a lot to explore.
You're going to present these songs here in Chile. How was your expectation about the Chilean crowd and South American crowd in general?
I mean, the South American crowd has been just so warm and so kind, and this has been just an overwhelming experience in general. We've heard that shows in Santiago are especially crazy, so I'm excited.
That's true. Well, Touché Amoré has been considered a key part of the wave, alongside bands like Dispute and Defeater. What does that movement represent for you today?
Oh my God, we haven't talked about the wave in 13 years. I mean, it was a joke between friends. It was just like a name to call ourselves as like a joke. But I mean, it's awesome to see a lot of our friends that were a part of that still thriving. A lot of Dispute is still touring and making great music, and I think a band like Piano's Become the Teeth is like better than any of us. I think any of us would agree that they were the best band of that movement. And whenever they put out new music, it's always exciting. So I would just hope that Piano's put out even more music. That's all I want.
That's great. Well, Jeremy, your lyrics have always been deeply personal and emotional. What is the process like when channeling such intimate experience into music?
Cathartic, I've never been very good at communicating my feelings any other way. This is sort of the best way for me to do it, so I don't know if it's the best way for me to do it, but it seems to work so far, so I'll just kind of keep that up.
That's great. Well, it's been over 15 years since your first record. How do you see your evolution as a band from To the Beat of the Horse up until now?
I mean, there's a kind of a lot of answers to that. I mean, an obvious one is member changes. We've had 2 different people who played on that album compared to where we are now. And then just, I think you become better songwriters. You learn how to write a chorus, all sorts of stuff. That's not to be dismissive of that album. We love that album. We're proud of it. There's songs that we still play on that we still play that, today, that we will play tonight off that record. I think it serves exactly the purpose it should be. It's a great first album. It's like we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't think anyone outside of our friend group would ever hear it. And there's a an innocence to that, because you're not writing a record thinking that people outside of your hometown would ever hear it. So everything about that I love. I think it's a very pure album.
That's cool. Well, in an era dominated by immediacy, how do you feel your intense, introspective, and cathartic approach connects with younger generations?
I don't know. Does it? I look at our Spotify analytics, and it's like we have 0.3 under 18-year-old listeners. So I don't know that it does.
But that younger people are not between that.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do understand that our audience is usually about 25 plus.
Mhm.
And I think a lot to a conversation I had with the singer of Drug Church, who, when I first played him our album Stage 4, he was like, but it was before it came out, he was like, do you think your audience is going to understand this album? He was like, most people don't lose their parents until they're in their 30s, you know, into the mid 30s, late 40s, or whatever. Um, and it's just funny because I didn't think about that at the time. And then that album was what actually connected us with a lot of an older audience, because people who maybe never paid attention to us before, all of a sudden were like, wow, this album, I can relate to it, you know? So I don't know that we've ever really gone out for a specific demographic. I think that we're just kind of happy we get anybody at all, you know?
Great. Well, what does it mean to you to play in a brand new country after so many shows around the world? How do you decide which song to bring for a debut performance?
That's a great question. I mean, yeah, being a band as long as we have at this point, we started this kind of seeking adventure, you know, like in these last 7 or 8 years, it's felt like, man, we just keep going to the same places, the same places, the same places. And we hadn't been anywhere really new in quite a long time. And this year in particular has been kind of the year of adventure in a lot of ways. We're going places we have never been. And like we just ended our last European tour in Greece, and that's a place we've always wanted to play. And that was amazing. And now here we are in, you know, Latin America having the best time. So it's nice that we're doing it, but it's also a little frustrating it's taken this long. So we're just excited. Yeah. And as far as set list, it's, you know, it's a career set list. We're playing something from everything. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, what keeps you inspiring you to create such honest and powerful music after all these years together?
Again, I don't know if there's a real interesting answer for that other than it's just what we do. You know, when it comes time to start making an album, whatever comes out is just kind of what comes out. And yeah, we just try to do better. Yeah, we just try to make a better album than the last one. I think that's what every band should strive for and most likely do.
That's great. Well, in this musical journey, are there any collaboration or artists you look to work with in the future that haven't happened yet?
Oh, sure. I'll speak for me personally,
Of course,
because we all like so much different stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some artists that I would be excited to work with. I mean, we're huge fans. I mean, we all like the Deftones, so I feel like doing anything with Deftones would be amazing, whether it's playing a show or working with them in any capacity. I'm a huge fan of the band The National. Working with the singer Matt Berninger would be like a dream. He's one of my favorite lyricists. Yeah, I feel like those are two off the top of my head.
That's great. And finally, is there any message do you like to share with your Chilean fans who will be waiting for you so many years?
I appreciate your patience, and we hope that tonight lives up to the wait that you've had to sit through. And we're excited. We're just so happy to be here.
That's great, Jeremy. Thank you so much for your time. Ya se ven ya los días del concierto. Vamos a estar en una sala repleta, así que no se lo pierdan y quédense atentos a las redes de Rockaxis porque seguimos con más entrevistas. Nos vemos.